Hey YouTube, this is Theresa, and in this video I want to share some information that I have come across for those individuals who may be looking for someone. In my situation, I was helping my sister to locate her children back in the 90s. All four of her children were adopted. One was adopted by their grandmother on their father's side, and the other three were adopted out to other families. And maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, I've been really amping it up to try to find them, and was extremely unsuccessful. Ironically, one of them back in January 2015 found us on Facebook. So we've been developing a relationship with her. I actually found one, and I'm going to share with you how I found her, so that for those who are looking for individuals, whether it's, a situation where you need to find somebody for an adoption, situation, or you're just looking for someone, maybe you want to reconnect with someone. I'm going to share some of the resources that I came across that may be able to help you. Now, her third daughter has been very challenging in finding her, and I'm thinking maybe her name could have been changed. A lot of times young folks do not use their real name on social media. She's a little young to have to be listed in some of the resources that I'm going to share with you, but I'm still pressing forward. It's not an easy task, especially when you're talking about adoption, because there's a lot of information that has been shared with the adoptee, and some of that information may not be true. So just keep that in mind. If you're somebody, maybe you're looking for somebody that's adoptive, there has to be a balance. You have to realize that they've been told information. They don't understand why you let them go or you gave them up. They may think it was you being selfish and not wanting them, and it could be a number of reasons, but that's not what I want to talk about in this video. What I want to share with you is some resources that you can use to locate people, okay? One of the resources that I used, another situation with my nephew, same thing. It wasn't an adoption, it was just that he didn't know who his father was. So we used some resources and was able to locate the person we thought was his father, and unfortunately it turned out that that person was not his father, so he's still looking. But let me just give you a few resources that you can use if you're trying to locate somebody. In an adoption situation, you want to make sure that you go through your particular state. So usually your state will have an adoption registry. So if you live in Illinois, you would go to Google and type in Illinois Adoption Registry. If you live in California, you type in California Adoption Registry, etc., etc. You want to register with those agencies and make sure that your information is updated, because in the event that the person has been told that they were adopted, at least they'll be able to, if they use that resource or they're directed to that resource, they'll be able to find you. There are a ton of resources that you can use. When you go to the state, it is a process. There's a lot of paperwork that you have to fill out. So just keep that in mind. But if you want to do the process on your own, it is tedious, but it can be done. There are other resources that you can use. Some, like social media, Facebook. There is a group on Facebook called Search Squad. And if you go to the search bar in Facebook and type in Search Squad, you will find that group. If you want to get into the group, they'll find anybody within a certain age. Okay, they don't, I believe it's I think it's 21 and older, if they've been adopted out. If it's the adoptee, they may make an exception. But if you're like a parent or a relative and you're trying to look for somebody that's been adopted, I think they don't look. I think it's 21. The age is 21 before they'll even consider looking. You can use Twitter, YouTube, etc. So I did use Facebook to find the person I thought was my nephew's father, and also used it to find to locate as a research tool to locate my sister's kids. Another resource you want to use that helped me ironically, was Classmatescom, and that's just a registry of people who have graduated from, I believe it's high school. I believe it's high school that's in there. I don't think it might be college too. I'm not 100% sure, but I definitely know that it is high schools across the country. So you go to classmates.com, you can type in the person's name, and if they're keeping their profile updated, you may be able to find some information on them. Now with my niece, how I found her on classmates.com was because, now first of all, I didn't know what her last name was. All I knew was that she had been adopted by a Latino family. So my niece that found us in January of 2015 shared a letter that was given to her adoptive mom by the other adoptive mom, and we were trying to decipher what the last name was. We had the first name, but the last name was kind of scribbled, so it was very difficult. Finally, I went to classmates.com, typed in her name, what I thought her name was, and her birth date. So her first name and her birth date, and her profile came up. And at that point is when I started, doing a little bit more research, and finally was able to find her on Facebook. Unfortunately, that connection didn't happen. It happened in the beginning, and she was interested in talking to us. Unfortunately, the adoptive mom was not interested in us having a relationship with her, and we were. My sister actually did chat with her biological daughter on Facebook, and we have the conversation where she wanted us to come down there and see her, but her adoptive mom shut all that down, and we haven't talked to her since August of last year. So that's been a minute. So I just want to keep, just a side note, you got to be mindful that the person that you get in contact with, when you find them, there may be situations where they cannot or will not speak to you. So just keep that in mind. So use classmates.com. Another resource that you can use is that'sthem.com. And everything that I'm telling you right now, I'm going to put it in the description section of this video. That'sthem.com is really not for young folks. Typically, people who have had some type of utility in their name, they've bought something, would be in that database. That'sthem.com. So you just go there, type in their name, where you think they live, and then the database will go and search and find that information for you. I've found tons of people on that'sthem.com. Another one is Zaba Search. A lot of these have come now where they want to charge you. I know Zaba Search and Spokeo. I didn't put Spokeo on here, but Spokeo.com as well. Those two, I think now they start charging, but you can still use the free to find name, address, I believe name and address, and maybe their birth date, how old they are, their age. So Zaba Search and Spokeo. DOB Search is dateofbirthsearch.com. You put in their name and their date of birth, maybe their the city, state where they live, and if they are registered, the database will go out and look, and if they're there, their information will pop up. And Tellus is also another one, but that one, I believe there's a fee for that one as well. That's another resource that you can use. And I'm just giving you the ones that I've used. I'll put them in the description section. Again, it's not just for adoption. You can use these resources for whatever. If you're looking for someone, you can use these resources. It just happened that I was using these resources to help my niece, help my sister, to find her children, and to my nephew to find his father. Whatever your situation is, you go type in the information and then see if that information is available. If all else fails, use Search Squad. Because Search Squad is also a resource that may be able to help you. There's no guarantee. There's also no fee for Search Squad. That's the group that I told you about on Facebook. There's no fee for that one as well. So I want to thank you all for listening to this video. Make sure you subscribe because I have so much information that I want to share. I'm opening this channel up to make sure that I'm pouring information into the people who are a part of our community. So once again, I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.